Hello guys, and welcome to the 6th episode of the Memphis Grizzlies MyGM. It's been a long awaited episode, but now we have finally completed 10 games, and we're going to go ahead and review some of them quickly here. So beginning off with the first game against the San Antonio Spurs, we took an L against them, and then on to Miami, we lost to them as well. And then traveling to Houston, we took an L there, and we have a couple injuries to get to into this video. And then at Milwaukee, we won against them, and to end it out before we hit our game, or I should rather say, we're going to be playing the Boston Celtics in today's episode. So now let's move on to the injuries that we have. We're going to start off with the first injury, and that is Triple J. Jaren Jackson Jr. has suffered an injury, and you guys will see a clip here shortly. This game was against the San Antonio Spurs, and unfortunately Triple J went down with the injury, grabbing his right elbow there, and he is in immense pain, and he is going to be out for about 1 to 2 weeks. So you guys won't see any Triple J action at the end of this episode or anywhere between this episode. Get into the second injury now. It was against the Houston Rockets, and it was Chandler Parsons this time, our backup power forward. So now the Memphis Grizzlies are down 2 power forwards, and they have to try and make a move upcoming shortly. But at least the Grizzlies still do have Michael Conley, who is just coming back off an injury, but it's still devastating to have 2 injuries just like that. And Chandler Parsons suffered a right sprained elbow, and it's also going to keep him out between 1 to 2 weeks. This was the game where we took the L against the Rockets, but nonetheless, let's get into the game where we take on the Boston Celtics at their home court. This is not going to be an easy matchup for the Memphis Grizzlies, traveling to Boston to play in front of this rowdy crowd, and not to mention they are already down 2 power forwards, so the Grizzlies are going to have to run their lineup deep this game. The guy the Grizzlies will need to control is Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown. If the Grizzlies can hold those guys to a low scoring total, they're going to be in great position. Not all is lost though, as the Grizzlies still have Mike Conley and Marc Gasol at the point guard and center position. The Grizzlies have to be happy with their team record so far. They are currently 29-15 under JB Bickerstaff, and they're looking to become 30-15, making it plus 15 for the wins on the year. Al Horford is another guy we have to watch out for, but Marc Gasol should have that locked up. This is the second meeting between the Grizzlies and the Celtics, and in the first meeting, the Grizzlies walked away with a victory, but the Celtics are definitely looking for revenge here today. Kyrie Irving averaging 23.5 points per game, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and is shooting an amazing 53%. That has to be mainly due to him getting to the rim and creating open shots for himself. Here is your starting lineup for the Celtics: Kyrie Irving, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward, which is a surprise at the power forward position, and to end it out, you have Al Horford at that center position. The key matchup, Marc Gasol and Al Horford. Although Marc Gasol beats Al Horford in points, Al Horford grabs that category for a W in rebounds. Al Horford is not the flashiest of players, but he will get the job done today, and we're going to see how he does here against Marc Gasol. The ref is about to perform the tip ball action, and let's get this game underway. Early into this game now, Gordon Hayward is at the free throw line, and he misses that free throw, and the Grizzlies are heading the other way. Mike Conley wide open, pull up 3 in transition, and that one falls through the bottom of the net, making it 3-1. Grizzlies have the ball once more. JaMychal Green and Marc Gasol comes to set a pick. Conley looking for a wide open guy, and that is Kyle Anderson in the corner, and that 3 ball falls through the rim, making it 10-5. Grizzlies once more. Mike Conley is the point guard running the offense. Double screen set for Kyle Anderson, and he is on absolute fire, as that is his second 3 in a row there, and Kyle Anderson already has his takeover badge. Celtics with the ball back now, and they respond with a 3-pointer of their own. That is Gordon Hayward at the top of the key pulling that shot. Jaylen Brown with the ball now at the wing, gives it up to Kyrie Irving. Irving looking for an option, now gives it back to Jaylen Brown, being guarded by Garrett Temple. Now back to Kyrie, pull up 3 from the wing, and that one falls through the net, and they take the lead 16-13. The Grizzlies on transition now, and that is Michael Conley trying to get his way to the rim. Pump fakes, now kicks it back out to Kyle Anderson in the corner again, and that free ball falls for KA, and that is 3 3-pointers for KA early on in this first quarter. Celtics with the ball now, being dribbled by Marcus Smart. Gives it to Marcus Morris Sr. Now back to Smart. To the rim. Smart goes and he gets a nice one-handed dunk. A wide open lane for Smart there, and that is an easy 2 points. Grizzlies with the ball. Wayne Selden gets it stripped by Marcus Smart, and the Celtics are on the break now. Gives it to Scary Terry, who tries to power his way to the rim, and he gets that layup to fall over Marshawn Brooks, who played pretty impressive defense, and the Celtics have increased their lead by 5 points. Celtics on the break again, trying to find something that will work here. They give it down to Marcus Morris, now to Aaron Baines, and he gets the 2-pointer to go over Ivan Rabb. Celtics with the last possession of the quarter, they have it to Marcus Smart, now gives it to Marcus Morris, who takes a tough mid-range, rebounded by Aaron Baines, put back, and he gets the 2-pointer to go, making the game 30-24, and that is going to end out the first quarter between the Grizzlies and the Celtics. The Celtics are definitely looking for revenge here today in this game. The Memphis Grizzlies only find themselves down by 6 points, although the starters haven't played too well themselves. But nonetheless, let's resume second quarter action, where we have Marshawn Brooks and Dillon Brooks giving each other some picks there. Ivan Rabb then comes with a screen, being guarded by Scary Terry. Dillon Brooks to the rim, and he gets the crazy layup to go over Terry Rozier, and that's going to cut this lead down back to 6 points. The Celtics starters are back into the game now, and Gordon Hayward sets the screen for Jason Tatum, but he has already ran through it. The ball is given now to Gordon Hayward, now down into the post to Marcus Smart, who gives it to Al Horford for a nice two-handed dunk, and the lead has increased for the Boston Celtics, to 10 points. Blocked by Al Horford, and the Celtics are running the other way now. Gordon Hayward pushing the ball up court, decides to slow it down. Marcus Smart with the ball, gives it to Kyrie Irving for a wide open 3-pointer, and that one is money, and the Memphis Grizzlies have to call a timeout. The Grizzlies cannot let this game slip away. Rebound, Kyle Anderson pushes it up court to JaMychal Green. You're a step over Gordon Hayward. Where's the foul, ref? And JaMychal Green gets the layup to go anyway. The Grizzlies are on the break once more, and that is Michael Conley at the top of the key. Giving a size-up dribble move, gets a pick from Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol, 3-pointer. That one falls through the bottom of the net, and that cuts the lead down to 6 points. The Grizzlies are absolutely fighting here, but the Celtics increase their lead by 10 points now. JaMychal Green gives it to Michael Conley, who gets a nice, pretty easy layup to go, and that is going to trim this lead down again. Celtics with the inbound now. They give it to Kyrie Irving, who has his takeover badge, pulls up for a mid-range, and that one is going to fall through the bottom of the net, increasing the lead again. The Grizzlies are on the break now, and they need to respond here. Michael Conley in the corner, 3-ball, and that one is going to fall through the net, and they are going to trim the lead down once more. Back and forth game, and the Grizzlies are just still hanging on. Kyle Anderson on the break gives it to JaMychal Green, decides to slow it down, being guarded by Gordon Hayward. Michael Conley off the glass 2-pointer, and that one goes through the net. The reserves are back in for the Celtics now. Scary Terry Rozier is at the top of the key, trying to get to the rim. They call an ISO for him. No one else moving on the court, and Terry Rozier doesn't know what to do with it. Gives it down low to Aaron Baines, who gets it up and over Marc Gasol. A bad shot, a bad possession there for the Celtics, but they get bailed out with an easy 2-pointer. Michael Conley now trying to wind down the shot clock for the Grizzlies so they can have the last possession. Pick and roll, Marc Gasol driving to the rim, and he gets the layup to go. Where's the foul, ref? And the Grizzlies have been absurdly cheated with fouls here, and nonetheless, we have entered into halftime, where the Grizzlies find themselves down. Halftime approaches, and the score is 59-63. The Celtics are shooting an outstanding 55%, as well as the Memphis Grizzlies, but they feel like they just aren't in this game. Michael Conley and Kyrie Irving have 17 points each. Beginning the second half action as Conley dribbles the ball up court. They get the play going here by dumping it down low to Marc Gasol, being guarded by Al Horford. Post spin, Marc Gasol off the glass, and that is in the bucket for 2 points, and that trims the lead down to 2. Grizzlies on the break now. They give it up to Garrett Temple, who turns the ball over right to Jason Tatum, and back down the other way. The Celtics go to Jaylen Brown, and he gets the nice 2-handed dunk, and that is going to increase the lead here. Celtics with the ball back again. Kyrie Irving, mid-range pull-up, and that one is through the bottom of the rim, and the Grizzlies have to call another timeout. Celtics with the ball. They missed the shot, and now we're going down the other way with the Grizzlies. Marshawn Brooks pull up 3 in transition, and that one is through the net, and he is going to help trim this lead. Marshawn Brooks comes up the court with the ball again, and they're trying to set up a play. Kyrie Irving playing tight defense. Wayne Selden gets the pass for Marshawn Brooks, drives to the rim now to Dylan Brooks, down into the paint, and he gets the 2-pointer to go. Jason Tatum was out of position there, and again we have the Grizzlies on the break. Wayne Selden gets the ball, guarded by Scary Terry. Wayne Selden to the paint, now back to Omar Caspi, and that 3-pointer falls there. This is just what the Grizzlies needed. Celtics ball now, and that one is tipped by Marshawn Brooks. Kyrie Irving driving to the rim, mid-range pull-up, and that one falls through. Right at the free throw line, 77-84 is the score. Kyrie Irving once more driving to the rim, decides he wants to pass to Al Horford, who gets the nice one-handed dunk. Less than 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Ivan Rabb posting up Al Horford at the free throw line. Coming off his screen is Wayne Selden pulling up for a 3, and that one is through the rim. The Grizzlies are clawing their way back into the game. Grizzlies on the break now. Pass given to Ivan Rabb, and he gets the layup to go, and that is going to trim this. Less than 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Wayne Selden has the ball at the top of the key, gives it to Omir Caspi, and a play is being ran between Marshawn Brooks and Wayne Selden. Wayne Selden mid-range, and that one is through the net. Celtics with the ball now. They give it to Terry Rozier in the corner of a court. Gives it to Aaron Baines now. Back to Scary Terry. Trying to drive to the rim. Forces up a layup. Gets it stripped. Back out to Kyrie Irving for a 3-pointer. And that one is through the bottom of the net. A bad time to be out of position. And that is going to end out the third quarter between the Boston Celtics and the Memphis Grizzlies. Still a lot of time left in this game, and the Grizzlies have the ball. Marc Gasol left wide open at the 3-point line. Can't get that one to go. Rebounded by Marcus Smart, and down the other way we go with the Celtics. Pass given to Gordon Hayward. He gets the layup to go, and that is going to extend their lead. Grizzlies with the ball now, given to Kyle Anderson. Now to Omir Caspi in the corner of the court. Marc Gasol trying to set a screen for Kyle Anderson. Doesn't get it too well. Now we have a mismatch. Marc Gasol on Marcus Smart, and he is going to take advantage of this. Post spin, gets it off the glass, and the 2-pointer is good. Down by 7 points. Conley at the top of the key. Marc Gasol has his takeover badge, and the Grizzlies are definitely going to try and get him more involved. Gasol pass given to Michael Conley, and he gets the N1 to fall. A beautiful play between Gasol and Conley there, and that is going to cut this lead down. Exactly what the Grizzlies needed, and they get a turnover here by Marc Gasol, who has been all over the court today, and down the other way. Pull up 3, Michael Conley, and it falls through the bottom of the rim. 2-point game here with less than 9 minutes remaining. Marc Gasol posting up Al Horford. Let's see if the Celtics bring the double team, and they don't. Post spin, post fadeaway, and that one is through the net, and it's going to tie things up here. Celtics looking for a response here. Kyrie Irving surprisingly is not in the game, but we're definitely going to see him on later here. Marc Gasol with a poor defensive effort. Tatum step backs on him, and he gets the 2-pointer to fall, increasing the lead to 2. Grizzlies with the ball now. Kyrie Irving has made his way into the game, and backing down Al Horford is Marc Gasol. Post spin, gets him again, and he gets the 2-pointer to go, and they're down by 1 point with less than 5 minutes remaining. 21 points for Marc Gasol, and he is carrying this team on his shoulders. Pick and roll for Mike Conley and Marc Gasol again, and they decide to call it ISO. They bring the double team, and that one is tipped and stolen by the Celtics, and down the other way we go. Jason Tatum on the fast break gets a pass off to Gordon Hayward, who puts up a bad shot, and it is blocked by Omir Caspi, and down the other way we go with the Memphis Grizzlies. Corner, 3-ball, and that one falls to the bottom of the net. Garrett Temple, and that is going to cut the lead down to 1. 3-point lead now. Marc Gasol comes with a pick. Now Garrett Temple comes with another pick, and they're going to try to work this one down low again. Michael Conley to the rim, to Gasol now, and he gets a ferocious dunk over Al Horford. A mean one-handed slam off over Al Horford, and that is definitely a Sports Center top 10 play. Gasol back in the post again. They bring the double team again. Gasol decides not to pass out, and he gets the reverse layup under the rim. Marc Gasol finds himself at the free throw line with the Grizzlies being down by 1 point. First free throw is up, and it is good. 1:01 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Grizzlies need to play superb defense and offense. Second free throw attempt underway for Marc Gasol, and that one is through the rim again, giving the Grizzlies a 1-point lead. 12.9 seconds remaining. Let's see what the Celtics could throw up here. Al Horford on the inbound. He gets it to Kyrie Irving. They call it ISO for Irving. Irving driving to the rim, trying to get something over Mike Conley. Forces up a bad layup. Gets his own rebound again. Forces it up again, and he breaks it. And the Celtics have to foul here, and they foul the wrong person in Michael Conley. 1.3 seconds remaining, a 1-point lead for the Memphis Grizzlies. Second free throw attempt is no good, and they immediately call a timeout with no time expiring on the clock. This is definitely the last shot we'll see here with 1.3 seconds remaining. Celtics down by 1. Corner, 3-ball, Gordon Hayward, and it is off. And the Memphis Grizzlies walk away out of Boston with a nice little W. A bad shot by Gordon Hayward. You want to see that ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving. Excuse me, it was a 2-point lead, and the Grizzlies walk away out of Boston with a 2-point lead instead of a 1-point lead. But nonetheless, it's still a great victory. And despite being without their two role players, Triple J and Chandler Parsons, we still get the W here. It was a tough battle to say the least. We was down most of the game, but in that fourth quarter, we was able to pull it together and walk out here with a W. An impressive game by Kyrie Irving. He absolutely destroyed us in the first half and in the second half, but we just had to really lock down in the winding moments of the game. Michael Conley didn't have himself a bad game as well, putting up a double-double. But it's been a nice little fun game here, and let's move on to the 10-game recap. Before we hit the 10-game recap, we have some breaking news here. In a game against the New Orleans Pelicans, Michael Conley goes down with an injury, and that is his second injury within less than 2 months. An unfortunate side of events for Michael Conley here, and you know this guy has been struggling with injury issues his whole career, and it's just come back to plague him. That's twice in one season. And Danny Brown confirms with us that this is Michael Conley's season. That was his last game being played, as he has a torn right patella tendon. In other breaking news, the Grizzlies make a trade with the San Antonio Spurs. The Grizzlies trade away Garrett Temple and Dylan Brooks to the San Antonio Spurs for Jakob Poeltl and Marco Bellinelli. The Grizzlies feel that Temple wasn't a viable option at that 2 position, and now in place for him would be Wayne Selden. Marco Bellinelli will be coming off the bench so he could still learn this offense, but once he's caught up with everything, he'll most likely be the starter. And Dylan Brooks really didn't pan out the way the Grizzlies wanted him to go, so trading him away is a positive for the Grizzlies, to say in a nice way. Jakob Poeltl is another guy the Grizzlies will welcome to this team. That moves Ivan Rabb up to the 4th spot, and Jakob Poeltl will be the backup center. As you can see here, both trades are valid, and this trade will go through. The Grizzlies needed to make a move here, as they needed someone who could score efficiently and have the ability to score as well, as Michael Conley did go down with an injury. And that was one of the owner goals, was to trade away Selvin Mack or Garrett Temple. We're now going to head to a press conference now, where word got out that multiple players on the Grizzlies rosters are being traded. Antonio De Jesus had to respond to these accusations. De Jesus was clearly frustrated by the fact that trade rumors got out and it was leaked by a GM who he recently talked to, and so the Memphis Grizzlies won't be doing any business with him. But looking at the 10-game recap, the Memphis Grizzlies did pretty well here so far. They took a W against the Raptors, an L against the Pelicans, lost against the Hornets, won against the Kings, and won against the Pacers. And their next set of games will begin with the Denver Nuggets. Looking at the trades here now, Torrey Craig from the Nuggets gets traded to the Atlanta Hawks for a 2021 second-round pick, and Daniel Hamilton heads to Denver. The Hawks are still a team trying to tank for that #1 draft pick, while the Nuggets, on the other hand, are trying to find themselves into the playoff spot. In other trade news, the Pelicans trade away Etuan Moore for Ryan Brokenhoff of the Mavericks. Just a straight up trade, no draft picks or no cash associated with it. The Mavericks are at the bottom of the league along with the New Orleans Pelicans. The Hawks are involved in another trade again. They sent away Dwayne Dedmon and Alex Len to Charlotte for Nicholas Batum and the 2019 second-round pick coming from the LA Clippers. The Hawks are clearly trying to dump roster and build up cap space for a superstar to become available and sign there here. We then had the swap of players here between the Spurs and the Memphis Grizzlies. Marco Bellinelli and Jakob Poeltl heads to Memphis in return for Dylan Brooks and Garrett Temple heading to San Antonio. No draft picks was involved with that trade. In other trade news, the Kings trade away Yogi Ferrell to the New York Knicks for Courtney Lee. Nothing really involved here. And in breaking trade news, the Miami Heat trade away Hassan Whiteside and Dwayne Wade for Reggie Jackson and Is Smith. I just don't understand this trade here. Hopefully next year in 2K this won't happen. I can understand trading away Hassan Whiteside, but trading away Dwayne Wade in his last year is something that would never happen in real life, given the amount of times it would ever happen with any player. Moving on to the signing now, Tyler Zeller signs with the Atlanta Hawks for a $1.15 million deal for 1 year, and that is just about it in the transaction log. Taking a look at the injuries now, sadly Michael Conley's season is over, and the Grizzlies still have time to trade for a point guard if they wanted to, or trade for a big time star player, but we'll just have to see in the next episode. And by the way, in the next episode we will be showcasing the All-Star game. We won't be going over the we will be going over the 10-game recap, but we won't be playing a regular game or showing a regular game. We'll just be looking at the All-Star game since it's so close and right around the corner. Looking at the standings now, the Memphis Grizzlies are currently 5th in the Western Conference standings, with the Lakers right behind them, the Portland Trail Blazers, the San Antonio Spurs, and the Timberwolves just looking on the outside in. The Warriors are your conference leaders for the Western Conference, and the Phoenix Suns, Dallas Mavericks, Clippers, Kings are all at the bottom of the standings. Moving on to the Eastern Conference now, you have the Raptors, Celtics, Pacers, Cavaliers, Miami Heat, who did not need to make that trade, Sixers, the Bucks, and the Detroit Pistons to round out the top 8 for that team. Charlotte Hornets, with a disappointing record, are not going to go anywhere, along with the Chicago Bulls, New York Knicks, and the Brooklyn Nets, all fighting for a top lottery pick. Looking at the statistical leaders in some categories for the league, Stephen Curry leads the way, Hassan Whiteside leads the way in rebounds per game, Curry led the way with points per game, and in blocks per game, steals per game, assists per game, Chris Paul with 10.7, with Steph Curry right behind him, James Harden, LeBron James, and Rajon Rondo. Patrick Beverley averaging 2.2 steals per game and blocks per game. That is led by Al Horford, surprisingly, and we just beat the Boston Celtics. Triple J still leads the league in field goal percentage, and he is set to make his return after the Denver Nuggets game. Episode is coming to an end. I want to thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate all the support or the couple views I get. We're going to keep on trying to play these games and crank out these videos faster, but I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.